According to the indictment, Bert threatened.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. That roast that you saw me smoking in that last video, and now you saw it in the beginning, or just the last clips I guess, that was earlier today. That was the best roast I've ever made, I've ever smoked. It was absolutely delicious. Everybody loved it, so pretty happy about that. I am now gearing in because not next weekend, but the following is when we're going to the Landcastle Summer Fest or Summer Extravaganza, and I'm going to have to run generator to run the camper. So I'm going to bring up this one, and I also going to bring my small one. Hopefully the temperatures right now, looking at it, which it's like 11 days out, temperatures look like I can only get up to the day before, like the low 70s for the high, upper 40s to 50 at night. So hopefully that'll stay true so we don't have to run the air conditioner all the time. Today it got to 94. Yesterday was, you guys were in that video, got to 98 or whatever. So, we had we had 3 90-degree days in a row. So far this summer we've had 4 days that hit 90 degrees. And hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler. But, we're in September now, so it's not going to be long, and we're going to have frost at night. I haven't started this thing in months. Fired it up, and now I just shut the gas off and I'll let it run out. I'll fire it up again before we leave. Just wanted to make sure that it started right now though. I haven't started this one since middle of winter. Remember, I had a hard time, I couldn't get it to run, and then I finally unhooked the oil alert, and then it worked just fine. I don't know. Let's see, choke, gas is on. I just shut the gas off on that one too. I'll just let it run out. You know what I've never done? I've never hooked that generator up to the trailer, the camper here, and see if it'll run that rooftop air. That's a 3500. It's only one rooftop unit. I should probably do that, because if we have to buy a 4500 or a 5500, I mean, there's no electricity there, so it's going to suck pretty bad. If it got warm, well, it wouldn't work. You couldn't stay in one of these tin cans when it's super hot if you don't have air conditioning. Well, that doesn't help me. The 30 amp here says 30 amp. I don't have that kind of plug-in. So I'm going to need to get an adapter. 30 amp, 0.25 volt. So yeah, huh. Well, that sucks. I'm not going to run it off a 20. I mean, I think it would run it, but you're just asking for trouble then. I guess I better take a picture of that and see what I can come up with. Well, I'm going to go inside and see what I can find. I ordered that adapter for the generator, and that's just a regular 30 amp, but it locks in. So that'll be here in 2 days. I also have to, we've never used the fresh water tank on that thing, and there's no water. You know, there's no water, no sewer hookup, no electricity where we're going. And there's going to be a ton of, I mean, it's going to be really, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to film that. Anyway, so I need to fill up the freshwater tank, flick whatever I need to do to get over from, you know, right now it's like city water, even though it's not, it's well water, but yeah, so that the pump comes on and everything, and we'll run that, and I want to put some bleach in there to clean it out because we've never used it. So I have that stuff to do too. Temperatures dropped down somewhat now. I think it's in the upper 70s, but the mosquitoes are coming out. I have to work in the morning, and then the following day I have my doctor appointment where it's just family practice to go in there because I know I have at least a double hernia. I mean, you can see it. And it'll be my first appointment to get that set up to figure out when they're gonna want to do surgery and stuff. I am totally not looking forward to that. I just do not go to the doctor. Well, it's the afternoon of the following day now. I just got back from work a little bit ago. And right now it's 88 degrees here. 89 maybe. Anyway, 20 miles west of here it's 69. So there's a cold front coming through, and some storms are going to come with it. But I wanted to get out here, get some water into this freshwater tank, see if the pump system works in here, and then dump some bleach in here and more water to kind of get everything cleaned out. Since I've never used the freshwater tank, I'm going to have to put a little bit in and then go look underneath there just to make sure there isn't any leaks or anything. This thing has a 20-gallon freshwater tank, I believe. When we go to that Landcastle Summer Fest or whatever, you can get it filled for $10, I think, but I'm just gonna, we'll have it filled when we leave, and then I'm gonna bring some of my 5-gallon buckets up, you know, the containers. And this thing even came with a funnel to fill this in, so. I don't know if there's going to be, there's got to be a valve I've got to turn to switch that around. It's probably in the bathroom. There was only one switch there. That's how it should work. awfully loud pump. It's not really the pump, it's shaking the water lines. I see that water leak right there. I think it's coming from that T right there. I don't know why though. Why wouldn't it do that when it was on city water? I'm going to shut the pump off and relieve that pressure and see what happens. That stopped it, so maybe the pump puts more pressure than the well does. I'm going to have to switch that out. That's a T right there. Switch the whole thing out. That's some dark clouds. They're skirting just to the north of us now, but as that front comes more towards us, they might end up getting us. That wind just picked up. That temperature's dropping. I just heard the metal on the finish mower pop, so you know the temperature's going down. You can see where that cold front is. You can see the difference in the temperatures. It says 100% chance of 1.71 inches. I don't believe that, but we'll watch the weather station. This weather app here shows how the wind blows. Look at how, I don't know if you can see, I know you can see my camera reflection there, but look how it's coming off Lake Superior to the right there. How the wind goes a different direction there, and here it's coming up from the south. A lot of times that wind will be coming off the lake, and then the stuff down here is going up, but it's so strong off the lake that where we live, the southerly flow isn't hitting us. That's why we stay colder here than a lot of the rest of the state. I found the tools I needed here. I had to look for them for a while. I used them up at, or Zachary used them up at his place when I was up there, and I couldn't remember where I put them. And then I do have a T and some straight runs in case I have to add some line. And the crimps, or the clamp rings. The only thing, I posed the question on the Landcastle Owners Group Facebook site, because I don't know if this is 3/8 line or 1/2 inch, but somebody said that theirs was 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the lines and see if that's the case with mine. I couldn't tell if it was 1/2 inch or 3/8. Maybe I can get this in. I don't know if I'll have to add any line in, like cut back and then add to it, or if the lines will move enough so I can just slip this in. It's still real hot in here, but it's cool outside now, and there's some rain coming through right now, but I don't think we're going to get no 1.71 inches. Some places did. The tent is just getting dumped on up there. Oh, I was pushing on this and it went tick, tick, and it sounded like water dripping. Let's see, I got to cut a zip tie because I have a gas line right there. A little bit of black tape. I bet you they have that taped together because of that vibration. I have the old one cut out. Not sure if you can see the 3 lines there. Get a new one slipped in there and see what happens. I have the new one hooked up in there. I didn't have to extend anything. Everything moved pretty easy. Turn on the water and see where else it might be leaking. Still leaking. So that means that... What does that mean? Well, all that work putting in a new T, and you know what it was? Where the line hooks up to the faucet, it needed to be tightened. It had worked itself loose a little bit, so it was dripping. Only on that side. That side took about 1.5 turns too until it was tight. Oh well. I share my failures and my wins. Got a new T in there now though. I'm gonna leave this fan on overnight just because some water dripped down there, so it'll dry it out. And now I think I will go out and fill up that water tank and dump about a cup of bleach in there. I don't know if you guys can see the fill line. Yeah, you can right there. Somewhere in here, when we bought this thing, it came with a funnel just for filling up that water outside with, you know, containers, but I don't know where I put it. It's all board games and stuff up there. I'm going to take out the two fish finder thing, the flashers out of here, and the underwater camera. We don't need that on the trip. We're not going to be cooking with the Blackstone, so I'm going to take that out too. Just get the weight down a little bit, and we just don't need all that crap in here for a summertime or fall run like this. I do not know what I did with that funnel. I'll ask Melissa, she might know. 2 inches from the top. Definitely smells like chlorine. And this weekend, Melissa and I will come through here and, you know, like I said, take stuff out. These are memory foam type, a 3-inch like pillow top or mattress topper for here and for here if that was a bed. So I'll probably pull them out and stuff them up in there and shut that. Take the stuff out we don't need. I don't need to have this railing up there right now because nobody's going to be sleeping up there. And we're going to do pizzas, but we'll do them in the regular oven instead of that oven. That one will do 2 at a time. But if it's just the 2 of us, we can cook a pizza if it's just a little Jack's one. And maybe that's enough, but if we want 2, we could like half it, you know, and then do another pizza right afterwards. Get it cleaned up. I don't need to bring this double burner with. So just everything gets stored in here. Not going to need the fishing poles, the tackle boxes, the bait box over there. All that can come out. I just need the little charcoal grill. I need the little gas grill. And then, I mean, we're going to be at a function that's going to have food vendors and everything, but we're still planning like 3 meals because, you know, how much fair food can you eat? You know, so, and you just don't know what's going to happen. What if it rains the whole time? All right, well, that's it for tonight. I'll let that bleach sit in there overnight or till tomorrow. I've got my doctor appointment tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon I'll come out here and drain everything, drain it all out, fill up water in there, run it through again, and we should be ready to go. Definitely way cooler than it was. Tomorrow's high, 59 degrees. Beauty! We're up to about a 1/4 inch of rain so far. Well, that part came, the plug-in for the generator came in, so you see I got that plugged in now. Camper's plugged into it, electric lights are working. I'm going to see if the air conditioner unit runs. If this runs without blowing the power, or the circuit breaker, I can use that generator when we go, at any time. When we go, you know, to the Landcastle thing, I can for sure use it in the wintertime, because this is pretty much, except for microwave going, you know, not much else power gets used here. TVs aren't pulling that much or anything. If it blows the breaker when I turn this on, then I know I have to go buy like a 4,500 or 5,000 watt inverter generator before next weekend. So, and I did go into the doctor today for my hernia stuff, and it was funny. I'm just going to keep it short because I think that I'm going to probably do a whole video on that, you know, show it before, show it after, because a lot of people have to go through that, and I didn't really have a clue what's going on. But I went in there today and we had our chit-chat stuff, and then puts on his rubber gloves and everything, and then I just took my pants and dropped them down to right here. And right here and here is the hernias you can really see. I think there's one underneath too. And he looked at it and he goes, "I don't even have to touch you," he said. "You need surgery." So next Thursday now I have my first meeting with, the day that we're leaving to go up to the Landcastle thing, in the morning with the surgeon, and then they'll set up what the next step is. But I'll cover that more later. Right now, I just want to see if this will work. Seems to be working just fine. It doesn't seem to be dragging too hard on that. When it first kicked on, you know, it kind of surged it, but I think we're going to be fine. They're blowing cold air out too, but it's a rotten day out there. 57 degrees right now. So that's done. So now we need to turn on the pump and drain all of the water out of that fresh water tank, and then fill it up again with fresh water, so that we can get the bleach out of the system. I'm going to check and make sure there's no leaks. I'm going to let that generator run for 2 hours, just make sure it doesn't kick off or anything. Find out what I did with my headlamp. Everything looks nice and dry. I guess you only have one thing going on at a time when you have the, or turn this one down some. That's going to take a little while. What I'm actually doing is, instead of shutting off, like usually if you turn on the sink, flush the toilet or whatever, right now I have it going directly into the sewer dump outside, so it's hooked up to just like you're doing, you know, extended stay. But what I did is I shut everything on down, so now this is all filling into the, this has a, it doesn't have a black and a gray water tank, it just has a one tank for waste. I'm dumping all of this chlorine water into that tank, which is actually going to help flush that out and clean that also. And since I think that's a 20-gallon tank, and they make this a 20-gallon tank, so that you know when this is empty, that's full. That's why they do that. So, you know, so you're not having, you know, 30-gallon fresh and a 20-gallon waste tank, and then you're overflowing in your shower or in the toilet. So I think I'm going to dump all this into there, and then I'll drain that out. And that can't hurt anything, I'll just clean it out nice. It's really weird, when I have the bathroom sink on, the pump hardly like makes that vibrating sound. But when I have the kitchen one on, and this one shut off, that pump is a lot louder. Probably just because it has more pipe to go through. I've drained more than half of the tank through the faucets. Now I'm going to shut those off, shut the pump off, and this has a valve I can turn on that will just drain this right out the bottom of the fish house. I might as well make sure everything gets bleached. That yellow, is that yellow? Yeah. Blue lines and the yellow handle. If I turn that, that should just drain that whole tank. And then it just goes right underneath the fish house. Now I'm going to open up the tank so this can drain into the sewer. Well, it runs it just fine. It's been over an hour. I looked online on several forums and they said that that 3000 will run it. Basically, if it'll start, it'll do it. If it doesn't start, it won't do it. So it seems to do it. But I forgot, we have that other generator that I haven't started that one in a long time, but that's another, that's a 3500, the one that came from Louisiana, that not last winter, but the other winters is what we used to run the house when the power would go out. So instead of putting in this 3000 and that little 2000, I may as well see if the other one starts, and if that one runs good, just bring that one up and use that if this one doesn't work, because then we can still run air conditioning. Yeah, I just worry, you know, if power goes out, you know, we've got the battery, you know, the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max to run stuff, but it's not going to run the air conditioner. So I think we'll go up front right now and see if that will start. I don't know why this thing is totally out of gas. I never remember running it out, and I can't remember. Remember last year when the power went out for like 53 hours? We had to run a generator back there to run the heaters. And I ended up running the little one because that's when I found out about the oil alert thing. Just unhook it and then it would run. But why wasn't I just running this one? I can't remember. Maybe it ran out of gas and it wouldn't start for me. Oh, I don't think I'm that stupid, but you know what? I wouldn't put it past me. This one, although it's louder, would be a better match because it's 3500 versus 3000, and you've got the 4375 like a surge start. I guess once we get there, you know, if you have 100 or 200 ice castle fish houses or campers or whatever, I think there'll probably be more than that, running generators, it might be pretty loud. I can see that it's dripping gas out of the bottom of the carburetor pretty fast. Drip, 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 drip. Yeah, so that's not good. I probably have time to play around with that, but let's see, start. Gas is on. I just shut the gas off, let everything run out of the carb, and I'll take a look at that tomorrow. We'll let that sit, had a little gas in it. I can't believe it started up it started right up, so that's good. And you know, it's dripping out the bottom, so that maybe the bowl gasket is leaking, or I don't know. Now that it had a little bit of fluid in there, let that soak overnight. I'll turn it back on tomorrow and we'll see what happens. Fire dried up though. Probably check the oil on this too. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to keep this one shorter. I can put this one underneath the Fish House Camper playlist. Just getting things ready. Start another one tomorrow. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to go out there and cut some wood. And then in the afternoon I have to bring Brandon in for a appointment at the hospital. And then, you know, we're almost to the weekend. So I think I'm going to do that. And there will be a much more things happening inside that camper this weekend to get everything all ready. You know, pull all the stuff out that we don't want in there, get everything put in its place, get those TVs strapped in place, check everything to make sure it goes up and down. I don't think I've lifted it for 2 months. So yeah, stay tuned. Over the next few weeks, there's going to be some long ones. We're going to have the Fish House Camper at the Landcastle Summer Extravaganza or Summerfest, whatever it's called. Following weekend after that's the longest one of the year. Duck Camp 2023. I will see you guys on the next video.